Hello everybody. Welcome at Learning is Fun with Prajnaparamita. Today I am going to tell you how to report a dialogue or conversation. In my last video about narration, I have already told you how to change the direct and indirect mode of narration and the basic rules. Those who don't watch that video yet, please do watch. I will give the link in the description box below. So, here there is some more important rule about the reporting a conversation. What is that? That is, sometime here you see there is a conversation between two persons. What is that? John said, I'm hungry. And Peter said, so am I. What's the time now? He asked. And John said, let's go for a lunch. Here you find two people are talking about something and you have to report this narration or report this conversation in your own words. So while doing that thing, you have to make certain changes regarding the reporting verb and regarding the construction of the sentences. For example, here you find what's the time now? This is an interrogation or interrogative mode of narration. So you have to know how to change these interrogative mode of narration or interrogative sentences. Or here you find let's go for a lunch. Go for lunch. Here you find John suggested something. So while you are going to change or reporting this conversation, you have to refer or you have to recreate all these tones or all this mode of narration. So if you watch the video till the end, I will tell you how to do all these things, how to recreate the speaker emotion or the speaker tone in your own writing while reporting a dialogue or a conversation. Now, what you are actually do while you are doing the conversation reporting. That is, in case of statement, you have to choose the reporting verb like say or tell. But here you have to reported verbs are there. Reported verbs are changed as per the reporting verb. You know from the earlier slide that there is two verbs are there, reporting verb and reported verb. And reported verb always follows the tense of the reporting verb. If it is say the present tense, the reported verb, you have to write in the present tense. So there are two types of verbs are referred in a direct speech or indirect speech. Here, in order to preserve the original tone of the speaker, we have to use the following. That is, I am talking about the reporting verb. How you change your reporting verb in order to preserve the speaker tone or mode of narration. Instead of say or tell, you may sometimes write agree, suggest, admit, insist, remark, whisper, boast, object, protest, and warn. This you have to use in case of reporting verb while you are doing a conversation reporting. Now let's see the difference and the examples. Here you find the lady said the teacher is strict. When you are change this mode of narration into the indirect speech, you already learned that you have to write in this manner. She said the teacher was strict. Here said is used and the verb is changed because it was is, the reported verb become was. But if you are doing the reporting for conversation, just look at here. She warned that the teacher was strict. Here, instead of said, actually you have to reproduce the tone of the speaker in your own writing, that is warned. You have to use warned while you are you are trying to reporting that piece of dialogue. Similarly, you find here, if you are doing the simple narration change from the direct to indirect one, you have to write in this manner. The teacher is giving everyone an A, and you have to change it in simple basic rule. He said the teacher was giving everyone an A. This is the case of simple narration change from direct to the indirect speech. But while you are doing the reporting or reporting a conversation, as I have told you earlier, you have to catch the mode of the speaker tone, in which tone or in which manner he is talking about. Here you find the teacher informed that the teacher was giving everyone an A. Here the person was actually informing something to someone. For that reason, you have to use informed instead of said. Now, this is the basic point while you are going to do the reporting of a dialogue or conversations. Now, the vital point, another important things are there, that you have to change several sentences. That is, sentence like interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, or the exclamatory sentences. Those who have any queries regarding the sentence divisions in English based on purpose, please do watch my video on English sentences based on purpose, and I will provide the link in the description box below. Now let's see. As you know earlier, that is, there are two types of interrogative sentences. Sometimes interrogative sentences starts with WH words, or sometimes with the auxiliary verb. If it is a WH word and auxiliary verb, you have to use the reporting verbs like asked, inquired, wanted to know, and so on. And the conjunction, in case of statement, you have used the conjunction. What is that? That is that. But here, in case of interrogative sentence, you have to use if or whether. Now let's see the example. Here, my friend said, are they coming with us? Here, my friend asked whether they were coming with us. Here you find asked, the reporting verb become asked, and the conjunction is used. Instead of that, it is whether. And the other changes, as you know, that as the reporting verb is in past tense, so you have to change the reported verb similarly in the past tense, because it was are they coming. The reporting verb in the direct speech was in the present tense. So if you have any queries, please do watch the video on the narration change. I will of course give you the link in the description box. Now let's see more example. I said, were they angry with you? I asked him if they had been angry with him. And let's see here, had been angry, because it was in past tense, and past tense changed into past participle, and equally the reporting verb is asked, and instead of that you have to use if. Now, as I have told you earlier, there are two types of interrogative sentences. Sometimes it begins with an auxiliary verb like do, have, be, etc. And sometimes it begins with WH words directly. Now, here are the example first. He asked me, when are you leaving? He wanted to know when I was leaving. Now you can understand the changes here. Here there is no conjunction like if or whether is used in case of WH sentences. And here she said to me, is Tom at home? She asked me if Tom was at home. Or here also, does David study late night? Said Sonia. Sonia asked me whether David studied late night. Now, in this example, you find the changes. Here, does David study? Here you find the verb is study, but in case of the reported speech, it becomes studied. Now, let's see why all these are happen. Now, first, I want to tell you about the interrogative sentences which start with WH words. Here, in case of WH words, you need not use if or whether, and the direct speech here, you find he asked me, when are you leaving? And the same thing in indirect speech, he wanted to know when I was leaving. In the first place, you find when plus verb plus subject, but when it is an indirect speech, you find when plus subject plus verb. This is very vital point you have to remember while changing the narration or from direct to indirect speech, or while you reporting the dialogue from the direct to indirect one. Here, in case of the direct speech, you find WH word plus verb plus subject, but here you find when I was living, that means WH word, and after that the subject and the verb. Actually, you have to change the interrogative sentence into a statement. Now, she said to me, is Tom at home? She asked me if Tom was at home. Here, equally, you find verb plus subject construction in case of the direct speech or interrogative sentence, and in the indirect speech or statement, you have to follow the same structure. You have to place the subject first, then the verb. And it is an yes no type question, so you had reported verb must be if or whether. A reported verb is ask, and the conjunction is if or whether. Now, the interrogative sentence that start with does. That is, does means auxiliary, do or be or something. Here you find, does David study late at night? Said Sonia. Sonia asked me whether David studied late at night. Here, there are a significant change. You have to look at them very minutely and carefully. What are they? That is, does or study. In the indirect speech, it becomes studied. You look at the verb change, because do or does are there in order to make the sentence interrogative. But while you are transform it into an indirect one, that is into an statement, you have to remove that do or does, and the main verb become studied, and follow the tense of the reporting verb, that is asked and studied. And here, in the second example, did you go there? David asked me whether I had gone there. Here, the same thing is happened, that past tense, if the reporting verb is in past tense, you have to change the reported verb into past perfect tense or past participle form, that is had gone. You have to write it into past perfect, had gone. So the verb change like this, David asked me whether I had gone. All these are the rules about the interrogative sentences, and you have to keep in mind all these things. Now, what happened in case of imperative sentences? Imperative sentence actually the sentence which refers to the commands or the request. In case of that, in case of command or request and so on, you have to choose the reporting verb like these: told, asked, requested, warned, advised, instruct, ordered, etc. And here also, instead of the conjunction that, you have to use to or not to. And while you just look at the examples first, the teacher said to the student that don't copy in the examination. Here the teacher asks the student not to copy in the examination. Look at the change. I have written in different colors. That is, the reporting verb is asked, and here you find don't copy, it becomes not to copy in the examinations. Similarly, the captain said, get ready to board the ship. The captain commanded his sailors to get ready to board the ship. Here you find said becomes what? Commanded, because it was a command on part of the captain. And to get ready to board the ship, you have to use to, and the main verb is written. Now, the another example is that John said to Joe, go away. Here, John ordered Joe to go away. Look at the reporting verb. Here also, instead of said, you have to use ordered in order to reproduce the sense of the or the tone of the speaker. So, in all these cases, you have to choose the reporting verb at per the mode of narration done by the speaker. So, here are the examples of the imperative sentences which are request. That is, in case of that thing, you find please, will you, would you, etc. Here, the teacher said, please improve your handwriting. The similar thing, when you report that thing, you have to write, the teacher requested. Look at the verb, said becomes requested. And to improve your handwriting, you have to put the to before the verb and his handwriting, and these are the changes you find. If you compare these two sentences, you find some words how the reporting verb changes, and how after it become a statement after using to and verb. And here are the more example. Robert said to me, please post these letters. Robert requested me to post those letters. Here, look at that thing. That is, these becomes those. And the lady said, let me come in. The lady requested to let her come in. You have to put to before let her come in. So all these are the rules about the imperative sentences. And I remind you again, while you are doing the reporting a dialogue, you have to recreate or reproduce the tone of the speaker. For that reason, you have to choose the reporting verb at for the speaker's mode of narration. Now let's see the exclamatory sentences. What are those? Exclamatory sentences are reported with the adverb of manners. So here there is an important point. Those who didn't know what are the adverb of manner, please do watch my video on adverb, where you must get these answered, that which one are called the adverb of manner. Here are the rules. In case of exclamatory sentences, the reporting verb must be exclaimed with joy or sadly, or exclaimed with sorrow. And the conjunction, again, here you have to use the conjunction that in few cases. Let's see the rule more in detail. So the reporting verb exclaimed with emotion, that you have to use the adverb of manner, the word referring the adverb of manners, and the exclamation should be changed into a statement. That is a vital point, as you have done earlier, or as you have learned earlier, that is all these interrogative sentences and imperative sentences, they turned into a statement while you are doing the dialogue reporting or reporting a dialogue. Similar thing happened here, and use suitable emotion to the exclamations. Now, here are the example. Alas, that means exclaimed with sadness, regret, or disappointment. In that case, let's see example. The reporter said, alas, many lives have been lost due to tsunami. Here, the reporter exclaimed sadly. Here, the adverb of manner is used, that many lives had been lost due to tsunami. So, exclaimed sadly. I show you how to use the adverb of manner while reporting the exclamatory sentences. Now, more example. He said good morning. He wished me good morning. Or grandma said, may God bless you. The grandma wished her grandson that God might bless him. All these are the examples of the exclamatory sentences. I hope you understand all these things. Now, what are the important points you have to keep in mind while you are doing the conversation reporting or dialogue reporting? Here are the example. The boy said to his friend, I am waiting for you here for now. The boy told his friend that he was waiting for him there then. And what type of changes are they refined? You have to very minutely notice them. That is, the reporting verb said to becomes told, pronoun I become he, you become him, and the tense are waiting, am waiting become was waiting, and the time concept or place concept, they all changes, like place concept change into here to there, and the time concept become now to then. All these are the summary of this rule, and you can understand this rule more well if you watch my video on the narration change, which I have provided the link in the description box. Now, here are the examples how to report a dialogue. Here you find there is a conversation between a customer and a saleswoman, and I will show you how to report and what are the changes you have to do while reporting this dialogue. Let's see. Customer, can I have a cigarette please? Saleswoman, of course, but you cannot smoke here. Customer, what? Saleswoman, yes sir, smoking is prohibited here. Customer, that's funny. You sell cigarettes in here, but you prohibited smoking. Saleswoman smilingly, we also sell bathtub towel here, sir. Now, what happened here? While reporting a dialogue, we are more concerned with the sense of utterance than in the literal representation of the word. What is that? You have to, as I have told you again and again, that you have to reproduce or preserve the mode of speaking or tone of the speaker. For example, here, a man who has just bought a cigarette, you have to speak in your, or you have to write in your own words the thing what was happening there. That is, a man who has just bought a cigarette in a departmental store was warned by the saleswoman, that is, don't smoke here, by the saleswoman not to smoke there. But the agitated customer, that is disgusted customer, you have to write it in that manner. You have to collect, or you have to capture the tone of the customer's emotions by using this word. Agitated customer replied that it was odd that the store selling cigarettes prohibited smoking. Now, the saleswoman smilingly replied, you have to write this word smilingly, because she was joking, or she was laughing at the person by saying that they also sold bath towels there. So, these are the changes. These are the all these changes you have to keep in mind while you are try to, or while you are doing the conversation reporting. So all these are rules and the examples I have told you now. If you have any questions or any queries regarding any of these things, please do comment in the comment section. I will definitely reply them. So no more today. Thank you for listening, and bye bye.